I want to talk to you about how to see yourself, S-E-A, as God sees you, S-E-E-S, to solve your problems. I'm going to show you where your problems come from, and I'm going to show you how to solve your problems tonight. In fact, you can solve your problem. I don't care how long you've had it for. You can solve your problem right now, right here on this live stream. I see Cameron and Bill are here. Angel, good to see you. Who has a problem here? Who's got some problems up in here? Huh? So if you get a problem, put it on the screen. I want to show you how to get rid of your problems tonight. You know you have a problem. I want you to think about your problem. Go ahead, obsess about your problem. Something that's stuck in your life circumstances, you know, that you're kind of freaking out about. So I'm going to tell you the truth about your problem is that, you know, God is omnipresent, God is omnipotent, and God is omniscient. So there's only one mind, one power, one presence. God doesn't have a problem. But you have a problem. I'm going to show you how you can get rid of the source of your problem. So the source of your problem, believe it or not, is not necessarily in your mind. Now, you've never heard me say that before, that the source of your problem is not in your mind necessarily. It is affected by, quote unquote, the mind that you believe you have that's separate from God's mind. But the real source of your problem has to do with, let's see, Abel says, mom is currently dealing with illness, pneumonia, and hospital kicked her out. Okay, well, in order for you to be of service to your mom, Abel, you're going to have to hold the peace inside of yourself, and I'll show you how to do it, that you know her true identity, and then you're going to have to be in agreement with her being whole and well and complete, and not slip into the temptation of worry, doubt, and fear, because that worry, doubt, and fear, if it gets in your mind, it'll affect her mind by default. That's what a scientific treatment is when somebody holds the truth for you. So let me show you how this works. So you're a spiritual being, okay? And you so-called believe you have a physical reality. And then the Bible is all about talking about the sun. It talks about the sea all the time. You see what I'm saying? It talks about all these things. So let me show you the interpretation of how this really works. Take a good look at this. Here it is. The sun. You are spiritual, incorruptible. You are the perfect image and reflection and likeness of God. So you can see the reflection right here. So what happens is the world's knowledge, you think you're the reflection itself. But the reflection has no power whatsoever. It is the sun. You are like the ray of the sun. So that reflection is held perfect and complete when the sea is calm. The sea is your emotions, okay? The reflection is the mind of man. It's little man in the Bible. Okay, that's the men. That's the knowledge of men. Because what happens is the knowledge of men is forever swayed by the tide and the ups and downs of reality. So what happens when you look at your life and it doesn't look perfect, but they're telling you that God is perfect? The reflection is distorted because of the waves that are crashing on the sea. See, those waves will distort the image. And then when you believe you're the image, you believe you have a problem. So what we have to do is we have to deal with emotions, because emotions are what hold all of your problems in place, because that is the stormy seas that Jesus said, peace, be still, right? So here's what you do. Imagine that you live here, okay? Your consciousness is partially here as the reflection. This is you in the world, believing that you have all these physical five senses and everybody around you separate, etc. And this is your emotional body, okay? And this emotional body, when it starts to act up, okay, when you have an unexpressed fear or a suppressed fear, it distorts the image of your reality. And then when you look outside of yourself, you see the distorted image of your own reality. But in truth, this is you, and you've never changed. So what you do is you put your consciousness here, and you just become aware of what's going on in the waves inside of you. You become consciously aware of the emotions as a witnessing presence. You just witness what's going on inside of you, the fear, the worry, the doubt, because these emotional currents, okay, all life is current. These emotional currents are what are changing the reflection so that it's not perfect anymore. Because once the sea is calm, the reflection is perfect. And so we want to have this straight hotline to God, when in reality, God is the only truth. So what we do is we become conscious that we are that fact, that we are forever held in love. We are forever prosperous. We've never had a money problem. We've never had a health problem. We've never had a relationship problem, because God doesn't have a problem. So where are the problems held? In the sea, the emotions. So what we have to do is we become conscious without trying to change anything. We just put our attention on the emotion itself as if we're curious to just watch it. We watch our emotion as if we are the outside observing consciousness, and we also watch the reflection without any attachment or any judgment. Some people would call this pure awareness. Now, when you bring pure awareness to anything, it transfers it all back into pure awareness. So this is the source that you are, and this is all Maya. This is all illusion. You see, the reflection is an illusion. It's not the sun itself. It's the illusion of the sun. So every problem you have is an illusion, because you are truly in the mind of God, forever held in perfection. And so every turbulent seas, the storms on the sea, those are your emotional uprisings that you've had because you believed you were here. You've identified with this, the fiction. So the key is to return to pure awareness, return to the recognition that you are forever held in the mind of God, perfect, whole, and complete, always prospered, always healthy, always good, forever good. And then when you become aware of this without trying to change it or push against it, just witness and watch it until the storm calms down, and everything will shift, because when the storm calms, the reflection is made perfect again. So that is a spiritual scientific treatment, and that's how reality works. That's the true nature of reality. And so that gives you a model to see. It would be the same as saying, if I go look in the mirror right now, can the mirror have any other image and reflection other than what I am looking at? No. See, if God is looking at God's own reflection, God knows only the perfection of itself. And it's forever embracing all of its creation in that perfection without fail. There's no break in the continuity of any of the good in your life. There can be no financial problem. There can be no health problem. There can be no relationship problem. The only problem you have is that the emotions inside of you, sometimes you get addicted to these emotions, okay, are causing the reflection to be distorted. And then you believe you're the reflection. And that's why Jesus came, and it talks about in the ancient texts, and he said everybody was drunk. They were all asleep. So you're all drunk and you're all asleep when you feel like you have a problem. And all you have to do is detach emotionally. Detach, relax, and observe, and just imagine yourself as the sun, and imagine yourself watching the waves that are crashing against this problem. Just observe the waves crashing, and just observe the reflection. And what will happen is it will naturally just dissolve on its own, because it never had power to begin with. Maya, or illusion, has no power. It has no life. It has no substance. There's no intelligence in it. It's the ignorance of the world. It's the shadow. That's all it is. So that's the transmission I wanted to give you guys. Very short, very sweet, very simple. I don't want to go on and beat this thing into the ground, because there's no need for it. But that's how you solve a problem. And when you get serious about wanting to, ascend higher, then 2 or more gathering in your name. Okay, so get somebody to come into agreement with you and to stand on truth. So how do you stand on truth? You get 2 or more to agree that God is omnipresent, God is omnipotent, and God is omniscient, never changing, forever the same. Perfect. Okay? The spiritual you is perfect. But you're tripping. You're down here going through some things, or so you think. So get somebody that will hold this awareness with you, knowing the truth about the real you, and come into agreement that this is you. And then watch this dissolve. It'll dissolve. Problems just dissolve and disappear, because in your new consciousness, your new understanding, you no longer create them. How did you create them? Not through your mind. The mind picked up world opinions. And then those world opinions push against, the real desires of your heart, the real impetus of God's expression. God is forever expressing love. God is forever giving. God is forever pouring out goodness. And then some world opinion comes along that's a lie. And then you start to put your attention and believe it, and then it creates an emotion. And that emotion is the waves acting up. And when the waves act up, then the image, the perfect image and reflection that you are, gets distorted. And then everything starts to look distorted to your 5 senses, because your 5 senses are living in this tainted reflection and image. And so all we have to do is become consciously aware, non-attached, non-judgmental, knowing the truth. And then what happens is that truth will dissolve the lie. We want to correct the mind. As Mary Baker Eddy said, the only 2 things required for disease is the fear of the disease, which actually is the disease, and the belief of the disease. So the fear are the waves. Fear is the fountain of disease, she said. And you can call disease poverty too. Poverty is the disease. So the fear is the waves that are crashing. And then the belief of the disease is the world opinion The belief is always the same. There's only one belief that causes all problems. And I'll tell you what that is. The one belief that causes all problems is that there is another power outside of God. That's the belief that causes every problem in your life. That's where you picked up every problem in your life. Every problem in your life, see, there's God, God the good. God is the only reality. Every problem in your life is that you believe there's another. Every single problem in your life stems from that you believe there's another. Once you stop believing there's another and there's only one, then you've destroyed the belief. Now you become conscious of the waves. That's your fears. And you just witness them and they will become still. Be still and know that I am God. See, when it becomes still, the image and reflection is made perfect again. It's the perfect reflection of God all over again. Be still and know that I'm God. Simple enough, isn't it? Well, that is a scientific treatment. That is how you treat yourself with spiritual wisdom, and that's how you dissolve your problems. All right, guys. I wanted to make it short and sweet, 20 minutes long. I wasn't going to live stream tonight, but this was too good to pass up. I'll see you guys on Sunday night, and we'll do a regular length ministry session. Take care. God bless.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I attended Matthew's workshop because I wanted to use the law of attraction, and I wanted to learn how to increase my vibration and use the law of attraction to create an online business and bring more income into my life. And through the weekend, I learned how to let go of beliefs and karma. And then the self-entrainment technique allowed me to step into this world, to show up as the person that I want to be. And this has kicked off an amazing transformative process in my life. It has transformed every facet of my life. It has been a rapid, high-speed journey of personal development and growth that to me is worth more than any amount of cash whatsoever. However, having taken that journey, I have now come to the point where, as we speak, I am launching a new online business. In fact, I'm launching 2 brand new online businesses, and I feel absolutely positive that they're going to succeed and that life is going to move forward. And so this workshop has enabled me to come to the place personally where I could actually step out in power instead of being timid and present value to the world, and also to allow that value to flow back to me because I no longer have those blockages in my life. So, Matthew, thank you so much for the workshop.